boys, today I'm going to show you how to play Urgot support. So first off, I want to answer the question, why Urgot support? The thing about Urgot support is a relatively low skill pick, right? You don't need talent to play Urgot support in the laning phase, you need talent outside of the laning phase. And if you play Urgot support laning phase well enough, the outside of the laning phase doesn't matter. So going into the lobby, you have a natural advantage of like knowing what your champion does in that role. Same thing with like Ivan. When you go against Ivan in the jungle, you're usually intimidated because, oh, I've never seen this champion before. What the hell do I do? So Urgot support kind of has that like passive knowledge edge going into the lobby. So that's one good thing. One good strength is people don't know what you do. The main thing Urgot does early game is the E-Flash combo. E-Flash is super reliable and it can be like a Malphite ult. Slightly worse because they see you casting it, but if you do it from a bush, for example, there's no way they can react to an E-Flash. Unless they have like cracked Korean mechanics, you know, doing B-Rise 900 CS per minute, you know. And I don't think you're gonna counter too many of those people when you're playing Urgot support, to be honest. Using this niche amount of knowledge, you want to be aiming to get level 2 with Urgot support as fast as possible, because level 1 E-Flash only works against like a niche amount of lanes. If the bot lane is running Exhaust and Heal, you need level 2. If the enemy bot lane is running Ignite, Heal, then you can maybe kill level 1, depending on your ADC. So on screen right now, I'm gonna flash synergies and bad matchups, so you have a brief idea of like when you want to be picking Urgot support. The absolute best lane for Urgot support is a Urgot. The reason Jhin and Urgot are so good together is because Urgot Q is a slow, which guarantees Jhin W. Jhin W stun, Urgot E follow up, dead. So what you do with the Jhin lane is 100% of the time, you just tell your Jhin, hey, I'm going to E-Flash enemy ADC at level 2, level QW. So you E-Flash, let's say you're against Ashe Seraphine, you E-Flash the Seraphine, you E-Flash the Ashe, doesn't matter what you hit. They're probably going to panic flash away from you after you've already landed the E, and they're going to waste that flash and die. Like 99% of the time, this happens, because no one expects to be on 100% HP threshold and just die, right? So they think, oh, I can flash away from this, I'm Ashe Seraphine, I can use my W, I can use Exhaust, I can use Heal, I can get out of the situation. They cannot, because you do Urgot E-Flash into Jhin W, it's like a 2-second route, and by the time they're like able to get away, your PT hasn't like enough damage, right? So just keep in mind, if you want to like pilot this, grab a friend maybe, or like try and gaslight your ADC into playing Jhin, because Urgot is OP. But the rest of the matchups, they'll be on screen still. They're pretty good in. Urgot, generally speaking, likes aggression, which is why Sivir, Kai'Sa are not that good, because they want to sit back and scale. Kai'Sa's got like some minimal synergy because your E applies Plasma, but Sivir provides nothing for the laning phase. But Draven, which gets up in your face and like is always wanting to fight, is exactly what Urgot wants. His E knock away can guarantee your Q, and then like you can run approach velocity if you're like struggling to gap close and stuff like that. So that's matchups. So I'm gonna tell you how to do it after E-Flash. So basically your room page should always look like this. There's no real reason to like do anything different than this unless you have a Senna or Seraphine. Then you just trade for Revitalize. I'll flash all the room pages that are available to Urgot support on screen now. So there's 3 room pages mainly available to him. There's PCA, Aftershock, and there's Guardian. Predator used to be really viable, but then they gutted Predator. So there's not much you can do with Predator anymore. For support items, by order, Spectral Sickle is the best one because it's the most reliable. Steel Shoulder Guards are the 3rd best, and then you don't want to go these because obviously AP. So Spectral Sickle is when you damage an enemy champion, get gold. Shoulder Guards are executing minions. Spectral Sickle, sometimes you do Q start if you don't plan to heal your laner until level 3. So let's say you're into a really bad matchup, which is like something that sits all the way back, Ashe support with like Misfortune, you'll never be in range. You start Spectral Sickle with Q start, preparing to like poke them down with Q. But otherwise, this just gives you that extra early game oomph and the mana regen. Because Urgot is pretty mana demanding as a champion. If you're spamming your abilities, you're gonna doom yourself quick. So generally speaking, at the start of the game, if you're on vice versa on the map, you always want the bush control. Bush control is the name of the game with Urgot. So you even want control of this bush if you're playing from this side, or if you're playing from a red side, you want to control this bush at the start of the game. There is no better level 1 champion than Urgot in the 2v2 scenario. So if you do E start or even W start, if your ADC has a stun, like tell Jhin, oh, start W, I'll start W. you spin around them with all your legs because they get stunned on the Jin W, but it's less reliable than your E start, obviously. But you annihilate enemy teams at level 1. So when you're walking to lane, make sure you're like not getting poked down too hard. So your main areas of staying is like next to your ADC. All right, so let's imagine you're in the laning phase, you're level 3 with your Jin. You haven't used E-Flash on level 2. The reason E-Flash is a thing is because Urgot goes displacement immune in the first 0.5 of his E, right? So you see this, displacement immune, you go forward. So what happens is you can channel while displacement immune, or like just do other things while displacement immune, because it's a channel, so. That is E-Flash. Flash E, it looks really slow by comparisons. I'll show that real quick. This would be Flash E. It's viable, but like not as good, so obviously like E-Flash. It's like a Malphite ult, but if you did Flash E, you like save half the time, right? So ideally speaking, what you're trying to achieve here is you want to bring the enemy into your team, right? So you do level 1, maybe, level 2, 100%, level 3, 100%, level 4, 100%. You want to be using your summons on cooldown. So what you want to do is E-Flash, Ignite, Auto, then W. That would be your level 2 combo. But let's imply you are level 4 like I am now. Remember, 2 points in the queue at level 4. E-Flash, Q, Auto, W, Ignite is the best combo. Again, I'll show you it again. Remember, you need to weave in that auto attack because it's very important for your overall damage output. I'll show you from the other side of the lane. It's pretty simple to do. If it looks intimidating, just give it a try and you'll get the knack of it. E-Flash, Auto, Q. Or any variant of that. And then your ADC will do like enough damage to like one-shot the dummy. Or the enemy champion, which is probably still a dummy to be honest. So yeah. That's the main way you pilot it in lane. Get your ADC. Tell them you're going to E-Flash level 2. E-Flash, Auto, Ignite, W. And then you're chilling. So after that, I'll bring up the build paths on screen now. Ideally, you want to be doing either or of these. They're pretty similar, but it mostly depends on what your lane is and what their lane is. So let's say their lane is a kill lane. Nami Lucian is something you pretty often encounter. You want to do Lock It first because your ADC will be doing enough damage to them. The whole point of Nami Lucian is to be outwardly aggressive to you. They don't have much survivability options if they're going aggressive, right? So run Lock It into the Nami Lucian lanes. Run BC first if you have the Urgot lane and like you just have like guaranteed printing kills. Otherwise, if you're in a bad lane, let's say you're with Sivir. What do you do when you have Sivir? Sivir, you can still E-Flash level 2, but after that, you want to completely abandon their laning phase. My boots preference on support are Ionian boots, and because it gives spell haste. Ability haste is a little bit gimped on Urgot because W doesn't use ability haste at all. 100 ability haste Urgot, 0 ability haste Urgot, same thing. But the spell haste is really, really valuable. The whole point of Urgot support is to like use sums on cooldown and just pressure the map. Because you don't really fall off scaling-wise, but the enemy support will find more purpose in you in the overall arcing game span. And talking about the enemy support, I'm going to show you a ward map right now. I'm going to show you where you can and like should be contesting, depending on like the game state. I'll do it for red side and blue side. I'll show you defensive and aggressive now. So what it means to be aggressive and like defensive warding is like if you are winning, you want to aggressively ward in the enemy jungle, deep ward, get vision, see what enemy is going to be moving so you can set up plays around that. Defensive is if you're behind and you need to protect your jungler, track the enemy jungler, and stuff like that. Urgot is one of the best ward clearers in the game, purely because if any ward like this is shown on like vision, Urgot can insta-kill it with W. Urgot W shoots 3 times within 1 second, so you can just annihilate wards. So you don't need to invest into like Umbral Glaive for ward clearing. You just need to be like, oh, I'll sit in this bush to see if the enemy support is going to come ward. If they ward, turn on W, you instantly kill the ward. So even pre-Oracle, Urgot is one of the best ward clearers. So you always want to be contesting vision because you are really like an early pivotal character. I'll talk about the rune pages here quickly, again, and like explain why. So you want Aftershock if you are the sole tank on your team. Aftershock obviously gives you a bunch of temporary magic and armor resistance, which is pretty chill. You run it into stuff like hard engage from the enemy team's behalf. You run Guardian if you have something that wants to like pre-scale and has enough damage for you, like Samira. Samira is something you need to protect because she has more than enough damage for you. Another one of the core strengths of Urgot is the ability to take jungle camps very fast. Compared to like another support like Nami, any enchanter, any like hook champion, they would never be able to like kill a jungle camp, but not Urgot. I am level 6 Urgot, Harrowing Crest, 2 health potions, no items, right? Urgot has very high base damage. So you can just kind of walk into the enemy jungle if you see them on the other side of the map and do the counter jungling for them while getting deep wards. As you can see, absolutely annihilated the buff, and I'm not on any kind of item. Obviously, you take a bit of damage. I have auto regen on. But it's pretty free low to take enemy jungle camps. Just be aware that you can get easily collapsed on. So if you're aware of like collapsing and positioning and stuff like that, it's pretty chill. But don't think you can just walk into enemy jungle and do whatever you want. They need to be like calculated invades. If you see enemy jungle topside and the enemy bot lane is like hard pushing into your bot tower, you probably can't invade because they have so much prior to go up and kill you at the Grom. If your bot wave is crashing under enemy tower, you can just walk up to Grom and see if you can like take blue, take Grom, take wolves, implying the enemy's position is known. So if they're doing Herald, don't damage Dragon, take camps, so your jungler can keep full clearing. Especially good with Karthus, because Karthus wants to permafarm his jungle, but most junglers do want to like split the jungle, so like they're clearing their top side, they want to do their top side. But Urgot support is very gold reliant because these items are very expensive. Thanks for watching the video, boys. I've been Urpog. I'm Masters on Overalls and Urgot. I'll be making more guides and tutorials and gameplay videos on how to play Urgot in the way I see him. So thank you for watching. Hope you can like and subscribe. And do check out the merch. I will leave links to everything in my description. I stream on Twitch every single day doing Urgot support and Masters and blah 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 blah. So I hope we can see you there. Oh Sevens, thank you for watching the video. Bye.
Damn, is that the Urpog merch? Didn't know you were down like that.